Hello, welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. I'm Stacey if this is the first time we're meeting. Look at this beautiful apron. Isn't it gorgeous? This is from Linley and I absolutely adore it. It's so me and I'm just loving these aprons you guys are sending me. It's so awesome. I feel like when I put each and every single one that I've been getting, I put it on and I think of you, and I just love it. I just love that I can now just, you know, I've got my I'm looking over at it, my apron stand, and it's got all these colourful aprons on it and I absolutely adore it. So thank you so much for sending them to me. I do have a PO box that's always linked in the description, and I've been writing to people who have been writing to me, and I've even got some special Farmer's Wife Homestead cards printed off so that when I write back you get a little bit of the little bit of the farm. So yeah, if you want to send me a letter, please send me a letter and I will get back to you. So today, in my new pinny, I'm going to be making something that both myself and my husband have been wanting me to make for, gosh, so many years, and that's Piccalilli. There's Piccalilli and there's Chow. You know, you buy the two and they don't really taste the difference, but Chow has more vegetables added. So we both love Piccalilli and I'm on the quest to find a good recipe. I've had a look online, I've looked in some books, and I'm going to do just a little bit of trust my instincts and go with it type of thing. So yeah, join me for the journey. What I did do, and this is why it's kind of started off, was this week when I went to the supermarket, Woolworths had cauliflowers on special for $1.90 each. I've never seen cauliflower that cheap. Oh, well, not that I've recalled anyway. So I brought 10. I don't, you know, I know at the moment I'm really excited about growing all the things because I've not been able to potter in the garden much for the past probably 4 or 5 years really. So I'm kind of getting in that little bit of, you know, oh, I want to plant everything kind of thing. So I'm trying to hone that in, reel myself in. Digressing anyway. Alright, so let's get chopping some onion, some cauliflower, and I've got 1 cucumber. So I'm not going to be able to make a massive batch just yet. Got myself this massive huge bowl and I've put some water in here. I'm just going to cut all my veggies and give them a good wash in this bowl. Start with this cauli. I really needed to get into this a few days ago, but I've just been super busy doing the veggie garden and doing a bit of spring cleaning. Never to mind, we'll get into it now. So there are a couple of little brown spots or black spots, and I'm just going to get those out. And then you want the cauli to be on the smaller side because you want to be able to, we love it on toast. It's also nice in a sandwich, but on toast is our favourite way of eating it. I think in some other countries it's also called mustard pickle. So I don't want it too big in texture. I think that would be perfect. So I'm going to take out as much of the stem as possible. Now, some people brined it, you know, for the recipes that I looked online. They used a brine of water and salt. And then others just use salt, and I think I'm going to use just the salt because you're wanting it to draw out the moisture of the vegetables, so you don't want extra fluid in there, is what I'm trying to say. Let's get my scraper. So we are just going to be using the salt, and you want to do it for 24 hours, well, roughly 24 hours. Of course, you've got turmeric, and turmeric is so good for you, but I dare say in the commercial ones, I don't know, because unfortunately I threw out the last jar that we had, so I can't check if it has actual turmeric in it or not. It's so vibrant, I think that they use colours, so I'm looking forward to using natural turmeric. Of course, you can keep your stems and pop that in the freezer and add it to your stocks if you wanted to. Alright, I've got 4 medium-sized onions, and I'm just going to dice them quite finely. And then I've got this much of a cucumber left. I love the pickles in Piccalilli, so I have got a big jar of gherkins. Okay, this one's a bit wonky. I have a jar of gherkins in the fridge, so I may just cut up some of those and put them. I haven't used up this bag of onions fast enough. As usual, had good intentions of preserving them and haven't, so some of them are going bad. Listen to myself. Now you could take the skin off, but I want the green, so I'm going to leave it on. But you want to take out the watery seeds. Can't wait to make this again with my own homegrown produce. So now I just want to everything a really good mix and a good rinse. And I won't put the gherkins in until tomorrow before I go to cook everything. Some recipes I see people put carrots or other vegetables in there. I don't want that. I just want these 3 veggies. Just breaking up any of the big chunks as well. It will cook down a little bit as well. So now I'm just going to drain and rinse it again, and then we'll come back for the salting. going to give this another quick rinse. Drain as much of the water out as I can. So the idea of salting this is it will draw out the moisture in the vegetables, which will give you a crispier, better finished product. And then I'm going to grab some salt. Got some sea salt here, and I want to grab we'll go with about 3 tablespoons. Just going to give it a good mix. I was trying to not have it in stainless steel, and I'm hoping it'll fit into this plastic hoodaki. It's the thing in my salad spinner. So, let's see if it's going to fit. Oh, it might. Just press it down a little. Yes, it will. It's going to be a bit overflowing, but we'll get it. We'll get it in there. There. Right, so I've got it in my salad. I can already hear it draining water out. And I've got it in my colander. So that, oh gosh, all that water so far. That's better. And I'm going to cover that and pop it in the fridge. I might empty the bowl out of any fluid as well, but because I've got some onions in there, I'll just cover it and leave that for up to 24 hours. So I'm just putting the wrapper so that's not around the actual bowl. Already so much fluid is coming out, so that's great. I'm going to pop that in the fridge. Hopefully it'll fit. Oh, on the top. That I did two big heads of cauli for all that pickle, and I will make some more while cauliflower is still in season because it's winter. If I like the recipe that I come up with, then I will make some more. The only other thing is that pickles really need a good month to sort of mellow out. It's just like with tomato relish. It's always better to have it a month later sort of thing, so things settle down. So yeah, I think even letting it sit for a month, and we'll come back to it and we'll visit it and we'll see what it tastes like. We should still have fairly cheap cauliflowers. Otherwise I could always grow, you know, maybe 10 coulis or something like that to make up some more, because my daughter's like, oh please mum, can you make Piccalilli? So she says, I'll be your guinea pig. I'll have as many jars as you want me to try. Right, it's the next day. Family came home, so I couldn't finish filming. It's freezing here today. Absolutely freezing. Right. I drained off some of the fluid from the cauliflower, onion and cucumber mix, and I don't know if you can see, there's quite a bit of water down there. Yeah, so the cauliflower mix looks pretty good. Looks really good. Actually smells quite nice too. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start heating that up, and we're going to get a mix of, because we're basically going to sort of make a pickle, and we're going to get all the flavourings that go with it. I did have a jar left. Now I thought I'd brought Piccalilli, but no, it was chunky Chow. They call it Chow. So there's two. There's Piccalilli and Chow that we can get here. And Chow, on the front here, it's just got a picture of an onion and a cauli. But I know it had gherkins in it because that's my favourite part. So on looking on the back, and my glasses are in the car, so excuse my squinting. But on the back, it's got, you know what, I'm just going to go and get my glasses. Turn the light on as well. Give myself every possible... Ah, that is much better. Alrighty, so ingredients: water, pickled, and in brackets cauliflower, 29%, food acid. Gosh, I'm having trouble even reading it with these. I know I need new glasses. Firming agent, we've got numbers. Preservatives, more numbers. Sulfates, sugar, pickled gherkins, cucumbers, salt, food acid, again, firming agent, again, preservative, sulfates, onion, 5%, maize thickener, spices, natural flavours, and colour. So, yeah, it's going to be a much healthier version. So I don't know if I can call it Piccalilli or whether I call it Chow. So that's interesting. I'll have to do a little bit of research into it and seeing what is online about Chow. So that was interesting reading for me. Anyway, so I'm going to gather the ingredients that we need to go into this Chow Piccalilli, and we'll get that started and get that heated through. It's not going to take very long to cook because we still want a bit of a bite to the cauli and all the rest. We don't want mush. So I've got my 6 litre AG preserving pan, and I think that's going to be a perfect size for that. What else have I grabbed? Oh, I have 2 really old preserving. I've got one here. It's a jams and chutneys, and I've had this, oh gosh, for such a long time. I've never really used it a lot, but I found a recipe for Piccalilli in there. And then I've got this really old one. It's the Australian Woman's Weekly, the Book of Preserves. Now I've had this since I was a married woman, and I got married at the age of 19. So this must have been, it was either a gift. No, I would have brought this because I used to buy quite a few of the Woman's Weekly. So even back when I was 19 years old, just a baby really, I wanted to do preserves, and I started with jams and chutneys and relishes and things like that. So in here I found not only Chow but Piccalilli as well. So Chow, I'll just go back to it. Chow pickles. It has, so it's nothing to what the jar Chow says. Has got dried kidney beans in it. It's got red peppers, green peppers, cauliflower, green beans. Yeah, so that's totally different to this. Now, Chow and Piccalilli, I don't know. I don't think, I wish I had a jar of Piccalilli as well, so I can see what the difference is, because now I'm really interested. And then the Piccalilli has cauliflower, carrots, celery, green tomatoes, green cucumber, pickling onions, and the sauce. And I think that's Piccalilli there. So, and the Chow above is that one there. So totally different to what's in the shops, but I'm going to make what we enjoy and just make up the sauce sort of that goes with it. The sauce in both the Piccalilli and the Chow pickles are very, very similar. They've got both of them have got the same herbs, spices and that sort of stuff. There's also spicy vegetable pickles, all sorts, curried gherkin slices, yeah, lots. So I have a bit of fun around, play around with those as well. So I've gone and got some turmeric, some mustard powder. These recipes call for malt vinegar. Back then there wasn't a lot of other vinegars other than malt and white vinegar. There would have been apple cider and all the rest, but it wasn't as readily available. But I am going to use apple cider vinegar because it is such a lovely vinegar. But I'm also going to add some white vinegar as well. But the next thing that I need to do is chop up some gherkins or some pickles, because I absolutely love them in this. So with these, I'm just going to cut them lengthways and then down this way. Somebody's just pulled in. Sorry, my dog is barking. She's such a good guard dog. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So very similar to the cucumber. And you need to rinse this cucumber, this mix as well from all that salt. So we will do that as well. I'm just going to chop all of these up, and that should be enough. So I'm going to try and sort of go off a little bit of these recipes and just play around. So we are wanting, let's have a look, 4 cups of brown vinegar. I think we're definitely going to need more than that. So we'll go 3 of the apple cider. And we'll go 2 of the white. We'll start with that. That's, they say for 4 cups brown vinegar, you need 1.5 cups of brown sugar. And we need to add some water as well. So I'm just going to work out how much water I want to add. So I'm going to go with 3/4 of a cup of water, and then I'm going to start with 1.5 cups of brown sugar, but I will probably add more. So just starting with a basic. Well, I know I'm going to need more, so I'm just going to start with more. So number 2 cups of brown sugar. Going to add 2 tablespoons of mustard, so I don't want it too spicy. So whisk that in. We'll start with 2. Let's have a look. Oh, that turmeric smells so good. Okay, we're going to start with 2. I'm not going to add any salt, and none of the other recipes have salt either because we've already salted the vegetables. I think that's a good amount of turmeric. Oh, I never knew turmeric smelled so good. Actually, some of the recipe have got ginger and garlic in here as well. I don't know whether to add a little bit of garlic. I think I'll leave it as is. So now I'm going to add the veggies. And the gherkins. I can't tell you how excited I am to try this. Now I'm just going to use an old wooden spoon because it may turn a little bit yellow. I'm thinking that is probably not too bad with the fluid. Might just add a little bit more water. Another half cup of water. Now I think that's going to be a perfect amount. So what we're going to do is bring it up to the boil and just cook the veggies until they're just tender, and then by that time we will check and see what the taste is like, if it needs more sugar. A couple of the other recipes said mustard seeds. I love mustard seeds, but I'm not going to put them in there simply because the shop bought ones don't have it in there. So I want to try and get as close to possible, you know, to Chow Piccalilli. So we'll let this come up to temperature, and then we will come back, and then we've got to thicken it as well. I'm also going to grab my jars and pop them in the dishwasher and just heat them thoroughly and give them a wash so that they're ready, because this won't take long because it's not something that you cook for a long time. So yeah, I will come back as soon as we are ready to thicken this up. Okay, so I've also checked my full complete home preserves, and there is a Piccalilli relish in there as well. It's just funny how different countries make different things but call it the same name. So Piccalilli relish in here actually has cabbage, green tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, red and green, pickling spice, ginger, mustard seed, vinegar, you know, turmeric, the same. So it's similar but more veggies, and you use pickle crisp, but we don't have pickle crisp here. We have to import it if we want that, so hopefully it will be okay. So yeah, it's just like it's really interesting to look at the different recipes. And then I looked up this one as well, and I think it had some. Let me know what sort of if you've got something that's similar to what I'm making today. Yeah, so this one here had a ploughman's pickle, and I thought, oh well, I know ploughman's pickle over here. I'll show you what it looks like. Oh well, it's I love this is English. It's called Branston pickle. So at some point I would love to try and get try and make my own Branston type pickle. It's got carrot rutabaga. What is rutabaga? Is it like turnip? Onion, cauliflower, and then just all your different usual same things as pickles. So yeah, it's really interesting. So anyway, as far as vinegar to water ratio, I'm spot on with that, so I'm not concerned about that. And yeah, I think it's oh, you should see the color of it now. I'll show you. I know my lighting in the kitchen is really bad, but it's just come up to the boil. But look at the vibe. Honestly, it doesn't do it justice. Like looking into the camera now, it still looks white. It's not. It's so bright and yellow. So I'm just going to see how tender that is. And what I want to do is just get a little bit of the cauli. I should really check the onion as well. Yeah, it's not quite going through. So it's just come up to the boil. Should I better test it for sweetness. Woo! Wow! The taste is so much like it, but it is in your face. So it needs one more cup. We want to get those ratios right before we go to thicken it. I think one more cup will be perfect for this amount of pickle. So that's now 3 cups. And I'm writing down all the everything that I'm doing too. Right, I think that will be perfect next time I go to try it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it actually really does taste like Piccalilli Chow Chow. I'm going to have to call it both now. Oh, I can't tell you how amazing this smells. And I swear it must be the turmeric. Right, so I'm going to let this come back up to the boil. Simmer it for about 3 or 4 minutes. Try again and just see that it's tender when I put the spoon through the cauli. In the meantime, I'm going to have a little bit of a tidy up and get those jars done. Alright, so I'm just grabbing a little bit of, gosh, it's so good, of the cauliflower. And just, you still want it with a little bit of a bite, but not that it's uncooked. So I've got a mixture of corn flour and water, and what we're going to do is we're just going to thicken the mix up now. And now that the cauliflower is cooked down a bit, there's actually quite a lot of liquid now, but that's okay because it'll just make even more relish. So just add it in a stream. Right. just going to use the wooden spoon now and just give it a good mix. Just let that's already, I'm going to turn it down a little. See if it thickens up a little bit more. I could probably do with it a little bit thicker. So I'm just going to grab a little bit more corn flour. Just bring you down so you get an idea of the thickness. So you want it to sort of, the sauce to hold on to the veggies. And that is now. And you can see as I stir it's quite thick. So I've just made up a little bit more. And every batch is going to be different because your cauliflower and all your veggies are going to release an X amount of fluid and water and things like that. So this part, you know, we will just hopefully just add a little bit more and this should be good. You don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too thin either. It will thicken up on getting cold as well. You just want it to coat all your veggies. Now I think we're just about there. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is you may have to play around with this part of the recipe yourself. And we're just going to let this come back up to heat, up to, you know, temp. Should be good. Hopefully it's not too thick. Flipping away. It's at a can you sort of see the thickness? That's what we're going for. Right. Just going to leave it off the heat now. As I'm just waiting on the jars to be ready. I've got myself all organised. We're going to steam can this for 10 minutes. Of course it's a pickle, so you don't have to do that. The vinegar and the sugar in it is enough to preserve it, but I choose to do it. So I'm just going to grab out, I want some smaller jars. And I want some bigger ones as well, so I'll start with the small jars. Hopefully I've thickened it enough, but we'll soon find out. We'll know for next time, because this tastes so good. I'm sure I'm going to be making this again. So I want about 1 centimetre headspace. I'm just going to do all 4 at the same time, and I'm giving the pot a good stir between each ladleful. The big difference between this and the shop bought one is it's so full of veggies, which is great. Okay, and then I'm just going to wipe my rims. lids here. It's going to make quite a big batch. But I wanted to do some small sizes so that I can give some away as well. Ooh. Making sure I haven't over tightened. Now I'm going to pop these in the canner. A couple of bigger ones. Should debubble as well. Now that my debubbler broke, I forget to do it. Let's use the handle. Hi, it's several days later. I've still got the pickles sitting over here, and I popped a jar into the fridge, and yeah, I'm just editing a video and I'm getting hungry, so I want to make some toast. And even though this should be left for probably about a month, we're going to give it a go and see what it tastes like on a couple of pieces of warm buttered toast. So I thought I'll grab the camera. Smells good. I'll grab the camera and we'll taste it together. That's my beautifully toasted toast. My warm bread. Just grab some butter. Butter is hugely expensive in New Zealand at the moment. Absolutely crazy. Upwards of $10. Some have even been $11 for some types of butter for 500 grams. So that's like a pound of butter. Luckily I've got a whole heap in the freezer. Right, I'm going to use a separate knife, although this is what my dad taught me when we were younger. You push your knife in the toast and then it comes out quite nicely. Ooh. Well, I'm really happy with that consistency. Do you have pickles on toast? Right, let's try it. I want to make sure that I get a little bit of everything. The pickle, the cauliflower. Right. Oh my goodness. Guys. Oh my goodness, this is so good. This tastes like the shop bought, but elevated, way nicer, better. It's not a bit gluggy like the shop bought stuff. The taste is there. Got a little bit of a zing of the apple cider vinegar and the white vinegar, but it's not overpowering. So it's quite fine to eat it right now. Oh, yum. This would be so nice with some cheese. Oh wow. Yay, I'm really happy. I'm pleased I wrote all the ingredients down because sorry, I don't need to change any of that recipe at all. I thought I'd have to play with it for a bit, but no, I'm super happy with that. The cauliflower is tender. I can't tell you how happy I am that that's worked out. Thank you for joining me today over the course of a couple of days. Yeah, let me know if you give this a try, and I will be putting it up on the new website as well. Yeah, so thanks again for taking time out of your day to watch the video today, and I hope that you are well and you're taking care, and I hope to see you on the next one. All right, bye for now.